Hello guys, my name is Orest and now I'm reporting from Ukraine, the country which is at war with Russia. However, if you take a look around, you might see that it's very peaceful and lively. Well, the reason is that at the moment I am located in Lviv, which is the largest city in western Ukraine. This is my native town and this place remains safe. So far, since the initial bombings of Russian Federation over Ukraine on February 24th, when, as you remember, 70 bombings happened all around the country, citizens of Lviv were fortunate enough. Breaking news! This morning, just when my team was about to finish editing this video, a military facility not far from Lviv have been targeted with a missile rocket launch. This happened in the village of Starachi, approximately 40 kilometers northwest of Lviv, towards the Polish border. And even though this is in the Lviv province, don't misconcept that the Lviv as the city was attacked. It was not. So far it remains untouched. So at the moment I would like to show you how our city is living during these warring times, and hopefully you will understand this local atmosphere much better. We are going to start our short guide tour from this pretty nice square, and I would like to draw your attention to this monument. So this is the monument to King Daniel, Король Данило, who is actually the first king of Ukraine who received the crown from the Pope itself, all the way back in the 13th century. It's important to learn a little bit of the history. In one of my previous videos, I was telling that Ukraine became the successor of the Eastern Slavic state of Kievska Rus, the Kiev Ruthenia, and now Russia is claiming those lands, and this is one of the reasons why Putin announced an invasion. However, I would associate current war in Ukraine with the Mongol invasion that happened in the 13th century on our lands. It was the time when eastern, southern and central sections of the present Ukraine were devastated. Kiev lost its significance as the largest metropolis in Eastern Europe, and most of the population moved west to the area where we were at the moment. So King Daniel founded a couple of cities in those areas, and Lviv, my native town, is one of them. It is a beautiful city with amazing medieval architecture and is considered to be one of the architectural gems of Central Europe. In general, Lviv is a popular travel destination, and if you see those streets, you might think that oh, no way, there can be war in this country. It's very busy, as you can see, but guys, this is the example how our city is changing at the moment, because now it's early spring, and early spring is the lowest season. However, now the city is absolutely packed. I have information that at the moment approximately 200,000 people as refugees came to Lviv. This is a staggering number, right? It makes a tremendous pressure on the local economy and on the local infrastructure, but having the European traditions of local institutions, the historical memory, I believe that we are doing pretty well, and our city council is also doing a lot of support to make sure that everything works here absolutely fine. So for example, even during the first days after this massive invasion, after the rocket launches, trams were operating and most businesses were working. Even though cafes were closed, but now most of the coffee shops are open. People sit and enjoy their own lunch. My job at the moment is to walk you through the historical part of Lviv, because this is the part of UNESCO heritage list, and it's very important, guys, to preserve it the way it is currently stands around. I cannot even imagine what could happen if this city will become bombarded. So the name Lviv comes from Ukrainian name lion. And just check out this amazing structure over there. So we have one line with two bodies that actually stand at the corners, going on the one street and going to another street. Son of the King Daniels had a name Lev. That's why his father, in honor of his son, named our city. And the first dating document about Lviv goes back all the way to 1256. However, it became the capital of Galician kingdom here in the west after Kiev lost its significance as the capital of Kievska Rus, of Kiev Ruthenia, in 1272. Since that time, it is always the biggest and most important city, not only in Western Ukraine, but also in the entire section of Central Eastern Europe. Being a typical Central European town is not a surprise that there is so well preserved medieval architecture. But there is something special here. Look at this. You see that there are some statues and they are covered. They are covered. Also, if you take a look at this magnificent cathedral, you can see that the windows are blocked. Geographically, the war still feels like relatively far from Lviv, because, you know, most of the actions are happening in eastern Ukraine, in the south. The nearest place where there is like active combat is around Kiev, which is approximately 600 kilometers from Lviv to the east. However, knowing that, you know, we don't know what to expect, many different things can happen. Our city council decided now to put some preventive measures in case of possible shelling. All this precious architecture will have more chances to survive. And Lviv is a stunning place. I cannot imagine what could happen if it will really be destroyed. I remember my first day when I was walking on the empty streets, and I had like almost tears were coming up when I was remembering, and just like I was scared to imagine for this place where I was born, which is like the super beautiful location, can be destroyed. Just look at this, guys. This is one of the chapels dating back from the 17th century, and you see that also around they are putting some protection for this amazing carvings on the stone to be safer. So we really have to do everything in order to preserve it. In 1998, Lviv was officially included into the UNESCO World Heritage List. And I'm not talking about just one landmark or one square or one church. Entire neighborhood of downtown, entire place which was within the city walls, became part of UNESCO protection list. So I really hope that the international society will do everything possible in case of a risk of losing this to preserve this place. You see, every street is something that really like deserves your attention. And while we are walking here, I would like to point you out on another lion on the wall. Yeah, over there. If you come closer, this is the smiling lion, guys. This is smiling lion, and he is waiting for more peaceful times. The same I do. You know, it's only a little bit over 2 weeks since the war started, but it definitely feels like at least a year. And this huge amount of people that we are witnessing now in Lviv is a sign that there are terrible things happening in the east. I'm definitely sure that you've seen all of these frightening pictures, shellings, hospitals, dead and wounded people. It's simply unimaginable in the 21st century. Now we are approaching the main square of the old city, with the city hall and imposing bell tower, which is 60 meters high. And even here you can see that the statue of Neptune is also covered. I would like to tell that something similar the last time was happening in Lviv only in World War II. Luckily, the Lviv was not badly destroyed during those also pretty hectic times, and it feels like we are preparing for the worst, but we hope for the best. So while I'm standing here on the old square of Lviv, just like a good old young man approached me, and he's telling from Kharkiv. Saltovka. Okay, this is like the biggest district of Kharkiv.
Yes, it's the epicenter of fights.
Oh my God! How is it now there?
It's very bad.
How is your family?
My family is good and safe here in Lviv.
Okay, so
and I am going to back to Kharkiv in Teroborona
to fight to the local resistance.
Now my family is safe, and my heart is safe, and I'm going to back in
to protect
Kharkiv.
your city.
Yes, of course.
Oh wow, yeah, like the family is the first something you have to take care about. Same guys happened to me. My family is abroad, my granny is in the nursing home, and now I'm also actively participating in the resistance. All right, so wish you good luck, stay safe,
yes.
And I am waiting for the time to go and visit you in Kharkiv. Good luck. It appeared to be that this man is one of my subscribers, and he approached me and told Orest, you are doing a very important work. Keep up, continue doing that. If guys you share his opinion, I'm expecting like from you, and obviously a subscription if you didn't do so before. There is one really exciting thing I would like to share with you guys. So I am also working with another team of developers, and we are currently creating an app which is supposed to make the reconstruction of some historical buildings. So at this moment you can see that the city hall was built in the 1840, which is like the middle of the 19th century, and obviously there was the previous city hall there. So our team made the beta version with the reconstruction of the previous city hall. Let me show you how it works. So you can see the way it looked, and I believe this is very, of course, important app for many forgotten places all around the world, and we started to develop it a couple of months ago, not even imagining what could happen here in Ukraine. So now we are like working harder in order to develop and to improve all the features, and definitely after the end of the war we'll be traveling with our team to the places that have been ruined in order to project their future reconstruction. Significant part of our resources is also directed towards the development of the app. So by donating, by supporting our activity, guys, just for you to know that you're also contributing towards the future reconstruction of Ukraine. Our idea is not only to show the outer part, but really to have the option to go inside, to follow the real details. And the way how we do it, of course, is the combination of technology and some historical background that our people are doing in the archives. So if you see sense in this activity, I highly encourage you to follow the link below this video and check out the options of supporting our activity. And now, guys, something very interesting. Please note that most of these buildings have only 3 windows in a row. Some has more, 6, but mostly is only 4 and only 3. And the reason for that is you had to pay tax according to how many windows you had on the main square of the city, because it gives you more opportunities for trade, obviously, which was used by the first ground floor. This square is very typical for different Central European cities that were erected according to the Magdeburg law. Yeah, for example, the nearby Krakow, Prague, a lot of cities in Germany, Austria, they look pretty similar, and people who live here, we feel 100% Europeans. You know, there is no way even to share a piece of idea which is like now announced in Russia that we are one nation. It's obviously not. We belong to Europe, not Eastern tribes, guys. By the way, I forgot to tell you that when I was a student, on a part-time basis, I was also working as the tour guide. That's you know, that's why I know a little bit about the town. Obviously, I don't go deep into many details because my job at the moment is just to introduce you to Lviv, to try to feel it a little bit, to try to understand it. And I assure you, when you will come here, you will simply fall in love, because Lviv is one of those true hidden gems on the travel map for the entire world. Absolutely, guys, absolutely. If you've been to Lviv, feel free to comment below what do you think about this city. You know, this is one of those towns where you can just follow the cobblestone streets and turn through some small alleys, not knowing what awaits you behind every corner. Yeah, just take a look at this really nice, tiny, small square which was renovated recently. It just like really invites you just to sit over here and enjoy. There, a little bit further, you have the imposing structure of one of the monasteries of the town, and that place was already during medieval times behind the city walls. So now I'm going to show you remains of the defensive medieval wall, which was actually surrounding the city from different sides. And this will also, you know, creates a picture for you how the city was looking like in the medieval times. So everywhere where I'm walking now, guys, this is everything within the former city walls. It's also still part of the huge defensive wall with another square. In summer, it's really lively here. People are chairs, tables, people sit, drink some wine, beer, coffee. It definitely waits for the warmer times, and I'm sure this will fill up very quickly. And here, this is the place of one of the former Jewish synagogues. Yes, even you can see the shapes over there that really resemble us of typical architecture that was used for the synagogues. There is even the memorial plates that, you know, force people to remember about those tragic times. Lviv was a very multicultural city. Before the World War II, approximately 30% of local population were Jewish, and this quarter was actually a Jewish quarter. Yes, in other parts of the town it was Armenian. We will go there, by the way. There was Ruthenian, which means Ukrainian, Polish, and so on. So it's definitely really one of those cities that welcomed everybody during the history of this existence. And the same absolutely happens now. It's a thriving town where many expats found their new home. Now, as I told, we are accommodating up to 200,000 refugees, and nobody's complaining. You know, we understand that this is the best what we can do, and in such critical moment for Ukrainian nation, we have to mobilize, we have to organize ourselves in order to help each other and work together towards the victory in this bloody war. So now we are actually reaching the limit of the medieval town. You see, like this structure, the arsenal was an extension of the defensive wall. On the right side you had the city itself. Here was like a river or something like this filled with water, and of course and of course some hills, which was already the second row of the defensive structures. So now this place is used for traffic, for cars, but the city is not limited there. Yeah, even behind you see some other buildings, another churches, school, and you know, city is extending all the way beyond. However, now we are going this way, and guys, we have to come back to the town because I definitely have quite a few things for you to show, right? Just look at this, amazing, right? It's actually getting pretty cold, so let's warm up a little bit, and we go this place. Hello, hello. How are you doing? What's happening here? This is a secret meeting for the resistance of Ukrainian army or what?
That's the Lviv Media Center, so we are working for the journalists around Europe who are coming to Lviv and giving them information what is going on in the city, or the contacts, or how they can get the accreditation from the armed forces, so all the stuff like this.
All right, you see guys, I told you that people of Lviv are very organized, and those are, this is Vitalik. Vitalik, hello. Vitalik is the head of our travel bureau, yeah, in the city.
Yeah, tourism office.
Tourism office, you see, and those are all the journalists from different countries who have a place safe, warm, where they can focus, where they can work. Yeah, we are always welcoming everybody. There is plenty of exhaustive information for international media who are coming to Lviv and want to gather the best possible material. And for example, this is one of the most important articles, guys. I'm going to put the link down below about the rules, how to behave for journalists during the martial law. And now I have to also chill a little bit and probably have a coffee. Here in the info center there are different publishing materials about tourism in Lviv, from the older times, more modern, in Polish language, in Hebrew, Jewish Lviv, Ukraine, some different postcards, guys, yes, and many things, like Lviv as the tourist product. What I would like to tell that Lviv is really the tourism heavyweight player on the Ukrainian scale. This is the most visited tourist city, and before the war and before the COVID, we still had COVID, yeah? Everybody forgot about this. In 2018, I believe, we almost reached like 2.7 million international visitors, which really puts Lviv on the map of Europe as one of the most visited destinations of the medium size. The slogan of Lviv is Lviv open to the world. So when this war is over, we are waiting everybody. You're welcome in Lviv. Alrighty, that was a nice stop. Refreshed, had some chat, some gossip with my peers who are working in tourism. And guys, continuing the story of Lviv, for you to understand how important the city is, check out the following. This is the monument to Yvonne Federer. Like, he's the guy who started book publishing in Lviv. Yes, very important person in our history. Yvonne Federer was working in the monastery, which is also dating back from the 16th century, and with the imposing tower of Korniakta, which was built for the donations of the Greek wealthy merchant. So we continue our walking tour, and here, guys, we see a very nice, tiny, elegant monument of Nikifor Drobnyak. Nikifor Drobnyak was a painter minimalist of a Lemko origin. And if you remember about Lemkos, so this is the ethnicity of Ukrainians that I belong to, that my grandmother is Lemko, and I recently had a very emotional story connected to her. However, now she is safe and in a good place. If you didn't see that video, please take a look. Definitely it will touch you to the depth of your heart. And now you must be wondering, what is this? Wow! Guys, this is the imposing cathedral of Dominican order. And there it's written in Latin, Soli Deo honor et gloria, which means to the only God honor and glory. This is one of the most beautiful cathedrals in Lviv. I'm not sure if we are able to come inside. Let's try. But this is a great and amazing example of like sophisticated Baroque, which has a special name, Rococo style. Let's try to get inside. This is one of my favorite religious buildings in Lviv, even though I'm not religious myself. However, the spirit which exists here and the atmosphere is so peaceful, and this is like this feeling what people really need now during the war times. Other thing what's important to tell about the Dominican Cathedral is that this is the structure with the largest dome in Lviv, which in diameter constitutes 12 meters. I think that most people whom I seen inside are definitely refugees from eastern Ukraine, and the church, the sacred place, is a location where they go that this is the last resort for hope. Actually, I really feel sorry for our brothers and sisters from the east, and in such tough moments you really need faith in order to continue keep going. Okay, I think that the mass is just being started, so let's let people stay there, pray. Guys, for you also, when you do publications, please put hashtag pray for Ukraine. We really need this connection with the rest of the world now. And let's continue walking around Lviv. So following through the small street from the Dominican Cathedral, guys, just behind the corner we are seeing another beautiful dead end street. This is the end of Armenian Quarter. Once this was a lively place. This is one of my favorite pubs with different craft beers, and now we see that this place is completely quiet. Armenian Quarter is one of the most picturesque neighborhoods of Lviv. So the flag of Armenia tells us where we are now, but also I can see here a Georgian flag, you see, and the Georgian restaurant. So it's basically Caucasian Quarter, we can say. Now here it feels quiet, at least in comparison with other parts of the central Lviv where we started our trip together. But it gives us a chance to experience and to have a piece of Lviv just for ourselves, which is actually a really big luxury, because usually all these streets are packed. Now let's go here. Hello. Okay, and this is the back side of the Armenian Cathedral. You can see, guys, yes, it's typical Armenian style. And who would think that in the center of Lviv you can have this amazing masterpiece? When I tell to Armenians that their church in the center of Lviv dating back to the medieval times, they don't believe me, but not many people know Lviv in those ancient times became one of the largest community centers for Armenian diaspora all around the world. Just take a look over there. There was another imposing sculpture of Jesus Christ, but now, as you can see, this is protected in case of damaging the city. I just noticed that such protection, coverings are usually facing eastern direction in Lviv. And this makes logic, because Lviv is in the west, so if there will be some shelling, bombing, hopefully it will not, but if, it will most probably come from the east. And even before the war started, people in Lviv felt like probably more comfortable than people in the east, because you feel like, okay, we are at least 1,000 kilometers from the Russian border. There is no way any rocket can get here. But the truth is that it can. And that really freaks me out personally. You know, if many journalists with whom I speak daily, they ask, like, what was your feeling when the war started? And I tell, well, like, if you've seen on the news that there was a really good target launching into the military object 1,000 kilometers away from the base, then definitely you feel you are not safe. However, now, once you process all the information, start thinking more logically, you also feel a little bit better and more relaxed, especially in such peaceful atmosphere as in Lviv. So now I am leaving the medieval part of the city. There are still some defensive walls over there, and we are approaching the end of our short but hopefully interesting city tour of Lviv. This is, guys, this is the Subbody Avenue, one of the main centers of Lviv, with a vast square, vast open space. Main boulevard is going here. You can see it's full of traffic because we have a lot of refugees in Lviv, and many citizens of our city daily just stroll this nice place just to enjoy our town. I want to finish here because this is one of the most important spots of our city. Just behind me you can see an imposing building of Lviv Opera House, which is one of the most beautiful, like really beautiful structures in the world. I believe like I managed at least a little bit to transfer my love of Lviv to you. If you felt it, please put like, please subscribe, please share this video, guys, with your friends, with your colleagues, with everybody. You have to tell to the world that such beauty has to continue existing. This is the UNESCO World Heritage List site. This is the place where at the moment almost 1 million people live. This is the place that survived First, Second World Wars, and it has to survive this war that we are facing at the moment. That was it for me, guys. It was Orest, and if you like what I'm doing, if you would like to support this activity, please consider doing this. Follow the link below this video and check out what are the options to help us. From my side, from my team, we will be continuing doing this work in order to spread the word to the global community about insiders' point of view on the events in Ukraine, and hope that everything will be the best. I wish you good luck and see you in the next videos. Bye bye.